Hey there, my name is Cynthia. We're going to do a short video today on sciatica pain, and some mobility, and perhaps a little bit of strengthening. But you'll do what you can. Leave behind what doesn't work for you right now. So I invite you to have a seat or lay down, either one, and just to take a moment to collect ourselves. You might close your eyes or have a soft gaze, feeling whatever it is that's supporting you right now, the ground, a chair. You might be sitting in a bed, tuning into your breath. I invite you to take a full breath in through the nose, if the nose allows. Exhale, sigh it out. Let's take that again. Full breath in through the nose. The shoulders might even lift a little bit. Exhale, sigh it out. Beautiful. Maybe one more. Nice. Let's come to some even breathing. Even breathing in and out through the nose, if the nose allows. And then we can begin either on our backs or in a chair. You might use two chairs facing each other if you don't want to go on your back. That is perfectly fine. And so sciatica pain, that a lot of times is from sitting for a long period of time, drives. You could be sitting on a wallet, that will do it. And muscle weakness can absolutely do it. So let's find our way down. And so if we're laying down, fine. And if you're seated in a chair, just sitting up straight and resting one of the legs on the other chair. So one leg is long and the other one could be on the ground. And so we're going to start with nerve flossing. Just we could start with the right leg, drawing that right knee in. And find a place. It doesn't have to be where your foot is straight to the sky. That might not be possible right now in your body today, in that leg, in that hip. So find the place that works for you. And we're going to give the foot a point and a flex, and a point and a flex. So let's do that several times. Just pointing and flexing. Checking in with your shoulders. If they're rounding, see if you can open up through the upper back. Nice. Let's add in a bend of the knee, press the foot to the sky, give it a point and a flex. And just doing that about 3 times. Beautiful. And then we can bring that right foot down, drawing in the left. And sending that foot up. And again, your knee could be bent. There's nothing in this that won't help if your knee is bent. So you should be fine. Pointing, flexing, doing that several times. You can also use a strap behind your leg. Nice. And then from here, we can add in the bending of the knee, foot to the sky, flex and point. Doing that about 3 or 4 times. Coming back to your breath, make sure you're breathing. Nice. And then we can release that left foot down. And then we can come into our supine pigeon or figure four. And this doesn't always feel right for everybody. So always knowing that in everything that we do, not every stretch, shape, movement will work for you. So maybe bringing your right ankle to your left thigh. Okay, so another option here would be, oh, I don't have the chair. Thought I had my chair there. You can rest your left foot up on a chair or up on a wall, and maybe even bring your right foot closer to your left if this feels too deep, if this isn't working for the right side, or or when we go to the left side. So we're in this figure four. Your left foot could stay on the ground, your left foot could be up on a block. That might be enough sensation, or you might draw the legs in. Maybe interlacing your fingers behind your left thigh or using a strap. Right foot is flexed. And for me, I feel a pretty big sensation through the right hip. You might rock here, which is really nice for the nervous system and helps the muscles relax a bit, soften. Nice. And then we can bring that down and switching sides. So left ankle to the right thigh, or again, you might have your foot on a block, a chair, a wall. Maybe your left foot wants to be more by your shin. You choose. I'm going to bring my hands behind my right thigh, flexing into my left foot. You might rock here. Nice. And then releasing that. So another way we can kind of get into that nerve, into the muscles throughout here, is you might bring a chair, a wall, or some blocks nearby. So I stacked two blocks on top of each other, and I'm putting my left foot there with my right ankle at my right behind the knee. And I'm going to take my hands to my right knee. And the idea here is with isometric movement, pulling your right knee in towards your left shoulder and feel as if you're trying to push that knee out, that it doesn't want to go there. And then soften, release, and let it come back out. So we'll do that a few times. If this is too sharp for you, let it go. You don't want any burning, any pain. This will help break up the fascia, any adhesions. Nice. And then we can switch sides. So I'm just going to slide my blocks over, rest my right foot on the blocks, left foot comes behind the knee, and same thing. Drawing the knee towards me as I'm trying to pull it away, and then let it go back with no resistance at all. Nice. And one more. And letting that go. Uncrossing the legs, you can move the blocks away. And let's take a knee to chest, hugging it in. Left leg could be long or bent. The shoulders be wide. Nice. You can hang out here as long as you like, or drawing that right knee towards the left shoulder. Just a little bit of a twist. Not really lifting the hip up much, if at all. Nice. And then we can take that to the other side. So right leg could be long or bent as we hug the left knee in, stretching into the left side. Even though one leg is probably the one that's affected, it's nice to stay balanced, stretching into both sides. And then perhaps bringing that left knee towards the right shoulder. Nice. And then releasing that. Beautiful. And then from here, if you have a wall that you can utilize, that could be helpful. I'm going to bring myself to the wall and basically have my seat. I would say it's about 6-ish inches away, but it all depends on your body. So for here, you want to bring your feet to the wall. Your feet are about 10%, the toes are facing out, the knees are in line, and so are the hips. So you're not keeping your knees in with your toes out, right? And from here, we're going to press the feet into the wall. Make it a little bit closer. Pressing the feet into the wall. Pressing the lower back into the earth and with a little bit of a tilt of the pelvis towards you. And then soften and release the lower back. Nice. And let's do that again, pressing the feet into the wall, gently tilting your pelvis towards you, the pubic bone towards the navel. And soften, relax, let the pelvis just come back to neutral. And we'll do that a third time. Beautiful. And release that. From here, if you're at a wall, it might feel nice to lengthen your legs, just resting your heels on the wall. And you're away from the wall, so it's not that perfect 90-degree angle, which might be nice for your piriformis or your sciatic nerve, depending on what's happening for you. Nice. And then as you're ready, we can come up to sit. And feel free to sit up on something, but we're going to come into a seated twist. So that will also give us a nice stretch there. Legs are out long. You can hug the right knee in. And this might be where you stay, and that's perfect. Or you might cross your right leg over your left thigh. And then option to hug your right knee, placing the right hand behind you, lengthening the spine. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath here. Nice. Unraveling ourselves, sending both feet long. And then we can take it to the other side. So drawing the left knee in, and again, you can stay right here if that feels like enough, or you might cross that foot over your thigh, wrapping the right arm around your knee, and left hand comes behind you to support your spine. Nice long spine. We're not going to lean into it or round in any way. And just breathing here. Nice long breaths. Nice. Beautiful. And we can let that go. And if you really like that figure 4, you can do it again here with a long spine seated. Many people don't like doing it seated. That might not feel as good at your lower back. So if that doesn't work for you, you can absolutely skip that. And so we're going to do a little bit for strengthening. So we can lie down on our side. I'm going to lay on my right side. It's going to look like your left, but I'm going to lay on my right side. And you might stay up on your forearm. I'm going to stack my knees, stack my ankles, or you could come down on your side using lots of support under your head and neck. And you could surely do this in a bed, on the ground. And so this is just clamshells. So the feet stay together. We lift that left knee and lower down. I'm going to do about a set of 10. If you have a band and you want to make this a little bit more difficult, bringing resistance, I would definitely do that. So squeezing into that glute. We want to strengthen the muscles as well. Nice. And then taking that to the other side. So just resting on the left side. Feel free to bring something for your head, your neck, bending into your knees, the feet stay together, and then lifting that top knee up towards the sky and lowering it down, using the muscles in your seat, your gluteus muscles. About 10 of these. Nice. Beautiful. And then we'll do one more for strengthening. So coming into a tabletop, and if a tabletop doesn't feel good on your knees, you can absolutely just place a blanket under your knees. It's fine. So wrists are beneath the shoulders, knees are hip width apart. Check in with your body here that we're not sagging down. So nice long spine, the core is engaged. And we're going to lift that right leg. The sole of your right foot is to the sky. And we're going to stay right in this glute. So we're not at all in the lower back. And let's do about 10 pulses, pressing the foot to the sky, only using your glute. Really concentrate on not letting the belly sink down. Shoulders slide down the back. Nice. And then we can just switch sides. Right knee comes down, lifting up the left. Again, gathering in through the belly so the core's engaged. And then we'll do about 10 pulses on this side, squeezing into the left glute. Nice. And releasing that down. You might take a couple cat-cows here, opening the heart, letting the belly drop, and then rounding the spine. Exhale all your air. You're taking a couple more. Nice. From here, we can step the right foot through and we'll take a stretch. So sending the hips back towards your left heel, resting on your right heel. If you're finding yourself very low down, I would grab some blocks or books or anything that can lift you up, lengthen the spine. And this gives us a nice stretch right through the hamstring and up through the glute. Holding for about 5 seconds. Nice. And then bringing the right knee in. Let's take that right to the other side. Left leg comes out, resting on your left heel. A little bit of a hinge forward. The gaze is just out by your toes, so we're not lifting up here. And that's really important to sciatic nerve. We don't want to take it further than it wants to go. Sliding the shoulders down. Beautiful. And then we can bring that left knee back in, box aside. And I'll do one more strengthening. So for this one, you can stand up. So I will raise the screen. And you might want a chair or a wall nearby for balance, or you might not, totally up to you. And so for this one, taking the affected leg, if it's only one, so just knowing which one is bothering you, so we can concentrate on that one first, and then we'll go to the other side, because it's always good to strengthen both sides. So nice long spine here. And I'm going to send my left leg back, standing on my right, and I'm hinging. I'm not rounding at all. So it's like a straight line. I forget what those toys are called. Coming down, the left toes are facing down, so the hip is closed. If you were to face your toes out to the left, you would open your hip. We want the hip closed. And you should feel this in that right glute. And you kind of know these things are working, at least the stretching in the beginning. When the pain, if you have pain radiating down your leg, if it starts to move up back to where it originated, you know it's working. Beautiful. And then we can switch sides, because we want both sides nice and strong. So maybe your right hand comes to a wall or a chair. And this time I'm going to stand on my left leg, bringing the right leg back, hinging forward. Now you can bend into your knee. You don't have to have, we never want to hyperextend, if you will. You can have a softness in the knee. You can bend the knee. Either way, you're going to get that work done. But we don't want to round here. We don't want to put more pressure on the spine. Right toes are facing down, not out. Beautiful. And then bringing it back up. Maybe a little shake in the body. Do one more stretch, bringing the feet wide, toes out, kind of sinking down with your hands on your knees. You do a little slide here. And then bringing opposite shoulder to opposite knee. Beautiful. And coming back up. Nice. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful to you in some way. And I will see you soon. Namaste.